Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. And I know there's not a lot of time left to sum up today, but you may need to stop me when I'm getting close to time. But I want to thank and congratulate the member for Warrington South for securing this excellent debate today. If we look around the House, at the diversity around the House, you can see that there's lots of people who want to contribute into this debate. And I want to thank the Backbench Business Committee also for allowing this debate to take place. It is a shame that we haven't got enough time to really give this debate justice, and I think that's why we must ensure that next time it's in government time and it's secured in government time. And so, as my honourable friend from Warrington South had mentioned, the theme for today is mitigating and countering rising nationalist populism and extreme supremacist ideologies. And the thing is this, Mr Deputy Speaker, that we all have to work harder if we're going to combat this. We have to work harder in terms of our actions and our words. Do we say things that's inclusive, or do we say things that is dismissive when we speak? Is the environment that we create, is it embracing or is it hostile? And why is it important? It's important because if we create a hostile environment, what we do is we fuel hate and we fuel right-wing ideologies. And what we have to do is we have to underscore the populism in its dangerous forms on both the left and the right. National populism must keep sight of the ways that multiple intersecting identities transform the experience of racial discrimination. And, Mr Deputy Speaker, the member for Bradford East, and there's some great speeches today across the House, talked about the young right-wingers and the growth of young right-wingers and how dangerous they are. And I do just want to take a moment to talk about Dylan Ruth, 25, who shot 9 black people dead in a church. Yeah. Alex Fields, 20, who killed Heather Hayes. Robert Barnes was an exception. He was 46, and he killed 11 Jewish worshippers in a synagogue. Brenton Tarrant, 28, was responsible for the Christchurch, New Zealand shootings that murdered 50 people and attempted to murder 39. Thomas Marr, who shot and killed my friend and our friend in the House, Joe Cox. And Jack Renshaw, just 23, a convicted paedophile who tried to kill my friend Rosie Cooper. And Hope Not Hate saved her life. Yeah. And there's Jack Colson, 19, who's in prison for the threats made against the MP Luciana Berger. And Mr Deputy Speaker, these are all young, white, right-wing radicalists. And both here in the US, we have sadly witnessed a surge of intolerance, a growth of far-right and increasing hate crime towards minority communities. We must not become complacent in the fight for equality or allow any of our hard-fought rights to be rolled back. Almost every piece of progressive legislation in the UK was delivered by a Labour government, such as the Race Relations Act and the Human Rights Act. Meanwhile, current legislation means that people can only bring discrimination against one grounds of their identity, and we must do better. Section 14 of the Equality Act must be enacted so we can bring forward cases on multiple grounds of discrimination. But while there are challenges, it's important to debate and celebrate our diversities, as most people have used this opportunity to celebrate in their own constituencies. But we must strive not for tolerance in society, but for acceptance. Too much have we talked about tolerance. And, Mr Deputy Speaker, as I said, I know time is very, very short, but the words and the language of members of this House is so important. The N-word is never acceptable. I'm still waiting, Mr Speaker, for an explanation as to why the N-word was used at a particular meeting. As I say, we must be very careful. We must be exemplar in our attitudes in this place. Nationalist and populist governments often deploy a range of tactics to disenfranchise groups portrayed as outsiders, including racial and ethnic minorities. As a government, we have to do better, Mr Speaker. Mr Deputy Speaker. There are so many things that I'd like to mention, but I know that I have to take my seat. But I want to thank all members of the House for mentioning mention my constituent Raheem Sterling and the work that he's been doing in regards to calling out racism in football and in society. And what he's trying to do is raise to say, please, can we, when we talk about racism, when we talk about hate crimes, that we talk about it fairly. There's no point in the names that I read out being referred to as people with mental health illnesses and other people as terrorists. They're all terrorists. They're all evil, nasty people. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I will end on this. I mean, the Honourable Member for Stirling quoted one of my favourite quotes for Martin Luther King about the interrelated structure of reality. But I'll end on something else that Martin Luther King had said. He said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." And he also said, and I hope that we can take a bit of this away with us today, Mr. Deputy Speaker, is that love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend.
Baldwin.